Hey guys, Dark Prometheus here in our week 2 to 3 news update. And it was a heartbreak loss at home against the Saints. We had a late minute fumble and it allowed the Saints to pull away with the victory. So we're going to look at this week's awards. Nope, we can't, not until we change it. One thing I'm going to do now, didn't want to do this, but I'm going to, is we're going to go down to 12 minutes. The scores are getting absolutely ridiculous at this point. I'm at like 42 to 26, 59 to 45. Like, we're going to pull it down. Try to make it a little more realistic in a way. And from that, we should have a more realistic stat number when it comes to games as well, as opposed to us being first in offense and last in defense. So going into this week, we take on the Lions at home. They're 1-1 as well. Standing wise, the Vikings have won their 2 games. Everyone else is 1-1. See here, Aaron Donald agrees to a 6-year extension. And Justin Tucker does another extension there. We might have to look at who was signed. The punter, Tress West. Okay, now let's look at week 2. Drew Brees, 20 of 22, 420 pass yards, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception. Philip Rivers over the AFC, 25-33, 338 yards, 2 passing touchdowns, took 2 sacks, and 1 rushing touchdown. We're on NFC, the defensive side. Crawford on the end, 5 tackles, 3 sacks. And Marcus Peters over on the Chiefs for the AFC. 8 tackles, 2 interceptions, 1 forced fumble, and 1 fumble recovery. He had a very good game. Yeah, see, we're 11th, we're 30th in defense, which will end up being 32nd in the league. Let's look at some of these transactions. Trustway, so Khalil Mack is re-signed for 7 years, $97.6 million. Aaron Donald, 7 years, $95.3. Ezekiel Alonso, 7 years, $96.8. Dimitri Goodson. Adam Hayward. Casey Robinson. Oh, so Austin Safarian Jenkins goes to the Falcons. They pretty much do a 1-for-1 trade. Wow. David Hawthorne. A-Royal. So A-Royal was released and signed again. Or no, that was preseason week 4. Alright, so we're going to look at the injuries that we have so far. We fortunately don't have any injuries yet. The Lions, Stanford's out for another week, so we will see Vaughn. Clinton McDonald's out for 2 more, and Thad Lewis is out for 4. And that injury of Thad Lewis happened in our game in the preseason. So now let's look at the depth chart for the Lions. Hopefully they've signed a 4th quarterback. They haven't. That's weird. So it'll be Dustin Vaughn, their 3rd quarterback on the roster. Giovanni Bernard will be the halfback. Theoretic behind him, we may see a little bit of Lance Dunbar. Javorski Lane, the fullback. Calvin Johnson, his 10th season with Ruben Randall across from him. Golden Tate in the slot. Zach Shaw has been a big contributor when it came to the preseason. Had some good hands. We were looking at him in the draft. And then Duncan Thomas, Eric Ebron, Adrian Robinson, and Tate Priester, rookie out of Massachusetts. So Byron Stingley, and then Antoine Chisholm out of Southern Miss, rookie. Lincoln Tomlinson, that was a big draft pick for them 3 years ago. Ben Grubbs, behind him, a longtime vet. Travis Swanson, another guy they picked up. And then Jonathan Harrison. Wow, they're getting their line pretty much up there. Former Bear Jamarcus Webb's going to be the right guard with Sam Young behind him. Over on right tackle, they're going to have Corey Robinson and then Maurice Hurt behind him. Over on the defensive side of the ball, Justin Tuck will be on the left side with Jason Jones behind him. Over on the right side, Ezekiel Anza getting that 7-year extension with Billy Wynn behind him. So here's Melton, former Bear, Tyron Walker, and Kyron Reed. That line is still something to fear. Here, Whitehead will be on the left linebacker spot with Kelvin Shepard in the middle. Might see a little bit of Philip Wheeler there. DeAndre Levy will be on the right side. They brought in Trevor Foster. I don't know why he's a 59 though. Patrick Robinson and Chris Cook will be going to be their main corners with Quintez Pruitt, a guy we looked at in the draft, being a slot, Nevin Lawson, and Alex Carter. Free safety Grover Quinn will be there with Blake Perez, a rookie out of Wyoming, will be behind him. Mark Barron will be the strong safety with Matt Elam behind him, and looks like Mark Barron was moved. Well, actually, in the roster update, now he's considered middle linebacker. When we started this roster, or this franchise, he was still considered a strong safety in the roster, so that's why he's still a strong safety. Dan Bailey will be the kicker. Sam Martin will be the punter. Kick returner, Golden Tate, probably going to be the punt returner. Nope, it's going to be Giovanni Bernard. All right. One thing we're also going to look at is we got some scouting to do. Let's actually see if there's any stories before we do some scouting. So Penn State receiver Dwayne Reeves is the son of a former gold medalist in the 100 and 200 meter, and he looks just as fast. Okay, so we might take a look at him, see what his attributes are. He's actually probably not even at the top either. Oh, he is. Picked the first round, Penn State. 6'4", possession guy. Say he's gonna fall though. Okay, one thing we also need to address. Possibly this middle linebacker spot. Wow. And it is not deep here at all. Wow. It's a pretty deep a corner. Okay. Walton. That man coverage kind of turns me on. Now that man coverage turns me on this prospect. He would be a guy that we'd pull the trigger on the first round. This kind of turns me away though. That man coverage. That man coverage being a B plus press zone coverage. This guy would definitely be playing the opposite of a Fuller. He's still pretty strong. Carlton Hayes. Ooh, Carlton Hayes too. Man to man, 4-3. Let's look at some players that are in our 3-4 scheme. Tarquin Bell, run support. Seems more like a slot guy. Victor Poteet. He's definitely gonna drop. Jonte Vaughn. He'll drop as well. I'd like to see I feel confident in my safety positions right now. Corner, I need a couple. Feel confident in my outside linebackers. Not very confident middle. Confident there. Confident in those two. Confident what I have on the line. Confident what I have here. Might pull a trigger on a receiver, to be honest with you. Have him play in the slot. Play a lot of 5 receiver sets anyway. One thing we're also going to look here is what players that we need to re-sign. So he's definitely going to re-sign Robbie Gould. He will. We're definitely signing Kyle Fuller. He's gonna stay. Sutton and Ferguson have been doing good. So if you can pull in Sutton and Ferguson, there's some big depth guys. Terrence Mitchell, David Fales, Kim Carey, Thrain. We're gonna bring back Patrick O'Donnell. Slauson. How much is Slauson gonna ask for? 2.5. $7 million for 2 years. I'll take that. Okay, so I'm not sure about Varane. I'll wait to decide on this. Varane might end up being the signing we have to go for. Maybe. Alright, guys. So I will see you in the next episode when we take on the Lions at home. Later.